Hey there. If you're thinking about getting out there on the road with the big rigs and driving a rig, an RV, or even a bus, then have we got great news for you.
Southwest Truck Driver Training can get you trained and rolling in as little as 4 weeks. They offer lifetime job placement support. They have special military programs, a financial aid program, including grant applications, and so much more to offer you.
Plus, they're family-owned business right here in the Southwest. They have world-class training for Class A and B CDLs, hazmat endorsement training, RV training, and, of course, a refresher course if you need one. And did we mention they have 3 locations, which are Phoenix, Tucson, and North Las Vegas?
So we don't know why you're sitting there channel surfing on a TV when you could be learning to drive and roll down the road to earning a great living today.
Go to their website, swtdt.com, to learn more about Southwest Truck Driver Training to shift your career into high gear.
Tell them you heard about them on the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show. We love them. You will too.
Break 19 for radio check.
18 Wheels.
Welcome to the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show.
We're a podcast for truckers, about truckers, by truckers.
Coaching generations of drivers while guiding them on their path to success.
Fueling them with knowledge and passion for trucking.
Navigating the industry 1 mile at a time.
Start the revolution.
I was going to say, nothing's happening. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Malfunction. Welcome to the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show.
Yes, welcome.
Yes. Today is a special day. We have Steve Strong, VP. I like calling it the VP of admissions from Southwest Truck Driver Training School. Is that how you say it, Steve?
Perfect, sir.
That's a big title.
That is. That's a tongue twister if you say it fast.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate being here today.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Definitely do.
And you weren't scared to do it.
No, we weren't scared. No, we're good.
Right.
I don't know. At the end, you may be wishing you didn't have me on. You may say,
I doubt
worst guest we've ever had.
Never. I don't care. Blooper reel it is.
There you go. I give no guarantees.
No guarantees. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we already know your name and position. I'd like to know what drives you or what drove you to become, vice president of Southwest Truck Driver Training School.
Boy, what drove me? I should say an 18-wheeler, but no, that's not.
Like that.
That's not true. No, I'm a school guy. I've been in the what we call the career school field for 26, 27 years now. About 7.5 years ago, I got the opportunity to come to Southwest.
Okay.
I didn't know much about trucking other than my brother-in-law has been over the road trucker for like 25 years. So I knew what he told me. So I was able to pick his brain a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so had the opportunity to come work with Sean Williams and his brother and family here. And I ran the Phoenix campus for 6.5 of those years.
Okay.
Last 6 months or so, 7 months, moved into this vice president role. And what drives me is the same thing that drove me when I was an admissions rep 26 years ago. Corny, helping people change their lives through education.
That's good, though.
Nothing corny about it.
Nothing corny there.
I got nothing more. That's what I got.
You give it all.
That also tells us how you got into
and doing
the
it in the trucking sphere. Made a lot of sense. Southwest, a wonderful company, had a great reputation then as it does now. So it was almost a no-brainer. I just had to convince Sean to hire me, and I was able to pull the wool over his eyes, and he hired me. And
now he's stuck with you.
And now he's stuck with me. 7.5 years later, here I am. But that's what I do. Like I said, I got into this 25, 26 years ago, helping people get into schools. That was technical schools at that time. Same concept, taking people who aren't where they want to be and helping them get to where they want to be and gainfully employed and just a better life. So that's what I get to do every day. So how do you not like that for a job?
Is Southwest still considered a technical school, or is it considered a college?
I think we're pretty much in the sector now. We're career schools. Anything that's designed to get you from where you are to a career in a short period of time. Yeah. That's where we fit in.
That's good.
See, I never did. I never did graduate high school, but I did graduate numerous career schools.
Sure. And that's not unusual.
Yeah. I went to trucking school in 91 and I started with a B license.
Sure.
And then in 99, went and got my tractor trailer license.
Nice.
Upstate New York.
I always forget about that.
Yeah. And then in between the B license and the A license, I became a welder.
Oh, wow.
So
because that makes sense.
Because that made sense, you know. And,
yeah, that's funny. There's actually a couple schools, some folks that I know actually in Nevada, where they actually have schools that are truck driving and welding schools, and that's the programs that they teach in those schools.
So it's pretty high dollar ones.
Yeah, no, 100%, and great placement rates and everything like that. Sure.
Well,
I'll bet.
I got to a point in my life to where I had to, you know, what do I do better? Am I a better welder, or am I a better truck driver? Welding, truck driving. So I decided to go the truck driver route. Because I can drive the wheels off a truck, basically, better than I could run a bead.
Good for you.
So I did that. What did we figure? About 30 years before I finally said, all right, time to retire.
That's awesome. 30
years of driving on and off, and all the rule changes that I've come across. I was just like, man, my body. I'm a low and slow kind of guy, so the air ride was always down. My body just finally said, okay, time out.
I don't even know how he does that.
30 years doing anything is a long time and phenomenal. Congratulations to you for 30 years.
I did 21 years with a medical waste company, so I did a lot of hand labor.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the hospitals and then manually loaded and unloaded, so that takes its toll after 21 years. Your body cracks and creaks in different places, and you finally say, all right, time out.
Listen, I hurt my back some time ago as a joke around here pulling weeds in my front yard.
Oh,
I knew I was getting old when I'm like, wait a minute. I went down, pulled down a weed, and I came back up holding my back. It was not pretty, and I take a lot of ribbing for that to this day. So I get where you're coming from.
I promise I won't rib you much.
You'd be the only one, Pat.
I'm just going to zip it right here. I'm not even talking about back problems.
Anyways, next. So what is the biggest challenge that you face in your career? Being where you're at today, what was leading up to where you're at, what was the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdles you had to overcome to get to where you're at?
You know, the biggest hurdles have been the regulatory environment that our type of schools have been under since, let's say, 2008, 2009.
Okay.
There was a pretty bad, wrong perception on the federal side.
Yeah.
The career schools were just stealing people's money and not helping them get jobs and such. And a lot of regulatory decisions were made based upon a lot of false information. Not that all schools are perfect. There were definitely schools out there, just like in any business, that do things wrong, that don't do things for the right reasons, and those schools should be gone 100%.
Yep.
Those of us in schools who do it right, we'd be the first people to tell you that. We'll be the first people to help show them out the door. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the feds kind of put us all under one umbrella and said, well, these career schools, they're really not. They're just fiefdoms. They're not really helping the students. And at one time there were 2,000 career schools.
Right.
That had, we served 800. We served, hundreds of thousands of folks. And as those schools went away, there's really nowhere for the folks to go because the 2-year colleges and the 4-year colleges didn't teach some of those things, heating and air conditioning, electricians, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there has been years of just that, like that media backlash, some of the Fed backlash on painting us all the same, and that caused a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of good schools to no longer exist and be out. So not able to serve the students in all areas. So I think that's probably been the biggest thing that I've seen. And that's probably the last 15 years or so.
Okay.
Prior to that was just the regular business climate. The school industry is kind of strange, right? If the economy is doing good, well, nobody wants to come to school. The economy is doing bad, everybody wants to come to school.
Yes.
And if you have a long trucking is nice because trucking is a short program. But if you have a program that's 12 months or 18 months long, well, you're just coming to school now.
Yep.
Well, the economy's bad. You're behind the. So getting people to say to come to school in the good times to prepare. Trucking is wonderful. 4 or 5 week programs. We can help get a person from where they are to driving.
Give them the knowledge that they're going to need to succeed.
Yeah, correct.
That's the big thing,
Yeah, that's right.
And I learned a lot when I went to school in '99.
Mm-hmm.
I always had the knowledge in my head, and I had to go to the school to actually take it from the head and put it in the hands and feet concept.
That's right.
How do I do it? How do I make the turns? How do I back into a dock? How do I, those are all the things that I went to school in '99 to learn. I knew how to drive a truck because I drove a garbage truck for, 3, 4, 5, 6 years and then went into welding. So once I learned how to take it from here and put it in my hands, I love the fact that I was in control of 80,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And what drove me, I think what made me take that leap out was everything was starting to turn automatic. Computers are starting to take over. I don't have control of 80,000 pounds anymore. But then I've also talked to some people that enjoy the automatic transmissions and all that.
Long-time drivers,
too. Long-time drivers that are like, oh, no, I'm never going to go automatic. And then their truck had to go into the shop, so they gave him a loaner for a couple of weeks, and it happened to be an automatic. And he was like, I like this. I'm not giving this back. I want this truck.
Yeah, they ended up buying all.
Listen, my brother-in-law was in that same situation. Those automatics, that's not real truck drivers, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a similar thing. They said, hey, this is what you have to drive right now because whatever whatever your truck you were going to be in is not available. Anyway, I don't think he ever drove a manual transmission again, except when maybe on rare occasions. And he said, I was 100% wrong because he remembered the days when some of the automatics that came out earlier, I guess, weren't necessarily as good as the ones that are now. But once he got behind the wheel, he's like, this is great. And I think the last 10, 12 years of his career, he drove strictly automatic at that point.
Saves on the knees.
Well, and see, my only...
You don't have to double clutch. You don't have to, it's push a button now.
And the only automatics I ever drove were back when they first came out, and those were repos, and they didn't run good to begin with. And I repoed them back to the company I was working with, and I was like, wow, this has no power. Thank God I don't have to drive it except cross country back to where it came from.
Yeah, right.
It's like, no, I liked my 18 speed.
Yeah, I liked having control. That was my whole thing. If I got a manual transmission, at least I know that I can slow it down and speed it up when it's good for me.
You bet. No, I get that too.
So what do you?
I'm old school. I just can't help it.
it's not. It's still a lot of folks. When we interview instructor candidates to come here and they find out. We have both Southwest. We have automatics and manuals, of course. But
that was one of the questions.
I was going to jump ahead.
Yeah, they find, well, you got automatics. I don't know about that. And this is what it's where the market's going, right? We probably jumped even a little bit quicker than the market by getting some automatics in. What we found was the over the road type companies, your Schneiders, Werners, Covenants, and people like that.
Right.
They all were going automatics. They were almost all automatic fleets by that time. But the local carrier, the companies, and a lot of our graduates go work for local companies. They were 70-80% manual.
Yeah.
And over the last 3, 4, 5 years, that number has really decreased. Now, many of them are automatics and fewer are manuals. We still offer the manuals because obviously there's still companies out there who require it. We want to make sure our students get the benefit of that if that's what they want to do. But yeah, the numbers, I think we look at now 85-90% of any company that our students will go work for out of school will hire them even if they have the e-restriction now.
Right. Well, you would assume that somebody coming through a school would want to learn how to drive both.
Yeah.
Because it would benefit them, heaven forbid, the truck they're given has a manual transmission. At least they have the concept as to how to. I mean,
but you and I know better.
Yeah, well, yeah. My company hired a guy that had a tractor trailer license, but never said he couldn't drive a manual. So we specifically hired him to be a fill-in for our tractor trailer routes, and all our trucks were manual, so he couldn't. Yeah, so it's like, well, hey, sorry, but we gave him 2 weeks to figure it out, and I gotta go.
We've got companies, Pat, that say, listen, as long as I have one manual on my lot, that's what I'm going to have to hire. Although over the last few years, that's becoming less and less.
Right. It's the era we're going into.
Yeah, no doubt.
With AI and everything else, everything's just
right? Yeah. Like we know what the hell we're doing with that.
I know, right? Exactly.
We started. It's a different subject.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Okay, so
all right, we went into left field, Steve. Hold on.
That's okay.
Let's rewind.
I'll follow you. I'm an old ball player. I'll follow you.
So, what would you say is what's it mean to be? What does being a great truck driving school mean to you? How do you differentiate to be a great?
Jen, I have to. I'm sorry, Jen. I barely could hear you. I think we're kind of fading out again a little bit.
What does being a great truck driving school mean to you? How do you guys differentiate?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you don't have a dash cam in your semi and you went and spent all that money on it, do you really think that you and your truck are protected against John Q. Public? We don't. That is why we recommend Rexing USA cameras and equipment. Whatever it is you are looking for, whether it be a dash cam, a body cam, a trail cam, or similar, they probably have it.
Nearly every new vehicle coming out has a dash cam, and there is a reason for it: litigation. Yes, welcome to America, the land of litigation. So the best thing you can do is to protect what you own with video and pictures.
And their dash cams, boy, let me tell you, their cams do a lot. They have 170-degree ultra-wide angle lenses that will automatically lock in the last video if it feels a vibration from an accident. It has a supercapacitor battery backup that is better than lithium for extreme heat or cold. Add in loop recording, a mobile app, and parking monitoring, and more.
And yes, now you have a really great package for this company of cameras. So come on, check it out at 18wheeltalk.com/dashcam. That's 18wheeltalk.com/dashcam.
Yeah, I think what makes us a phenomenal place to come get your CDL. We give a damn. We care about the students. We care about the industry.
A school that cares? Wait a minute, time out, Steve.
I know. We're horrible humans.
But it's okay. I would rather go to a school that actually cares about me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Than one that just cares about the financial gain.
Yeah.
That the school is going to get. I want the school to be able to. I want to pay the school to teach me.
Yep.
But in turn, I want them to help me get to where I'm trying to get to. I want to get that truck job.
Yep.
You guys have like the foothold in the industry. Who's hiring. The rules. The rules come down to you guys pretty much before anybody else.
Yeah.
If you think about
it. Hopefully.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Sometimes.
But yeah.
I hope you guys learn it first.
So, I mean, to have a school like you that cares about the students speaks volumes in my eyes, because that's who I'm gonna say. Somebody says to us, hey, who do you recommend? Well, I recommend Southwest Truck Driver Training because A, they're family oriented.
Yep.
B, they care about you. They don't care about, they care they get paid to train you, but they're going to guide you
through all the steps
to get you into the career that you're looking to get into.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's why we reached out to you. We were like, I like that. They're family owned. Too bad they weren't around when I went to school.
Yeah.
Well, they were also
we hear about that. We hear that a lot. But that's what it is. I mean, you care about your students. You want to teach them how to do the job safely, morally, ethically, legally. It's professional truck driver as opposed to be just I hate the term, but steering wheel holder.
I knew you were going to say that before.
Yes. We're trying to teach how to do it professionally because we want this to be a career. Some people, maybe I'll come to truck driving school to see if I like it. Well, hopefully you like it and stay. And what we try and show our students is the trucking industry is massive. I mean, you could be a driver and you can be a driver for 30 years and have a good living and retire. Yep. There's a lot of big trucking players out there where you can go to work within a corporate structure to do things that are in office or supervisory related.
There's more than just driving the truck.
And they can earn great benefits doing it. And most people don't realize that too. Yeah.
Exactly. So we want to show them that there's that. We do help our students along the way. We do placement assistance, so we do help them. I think probably one of the biggest things that separates us from a lot of the schools. We don't work for a carrier, so we're not graduating people to fill the seats of a trucking company. Nothing wrong with schools that do that. Yep. They do a good job at that.
That's where I went. I went to a school that had, I want to say 5, maybe 6 carriers that they worked with. I didn't have to go with any of them, but I mean, you're talking back in the 90s. I mean,
that's our mentality.
That's how it was back then, though. That they were like, hey, come to school. You could pick from these companies, and we'll get you in lickety split, or you can go on your own.
And now a lot of them just do it for one company, carrier, and that's awesome because I mean, these trucking companies have a lot of need, so
they hire and train their own.
A lot of turnaround.
Yeah.
And the independent schools like us, we can't fill all those seats, so they have to have that. But our students, I always tell our students, listen, we don't work for a trucking company. We work for you. We work for our students. We don't have favorites out there. We will put as many people in front of you as you want. We will help you as much as we possibly can to help put you into the right spot.
That's awesome.
And if 3 or 4 years down the road, things change and situations change, or you move and come back, our placement assistance is lifetime. We don't charge for it.
Oh, that's great.
If you're a graduate, you're a graduate. If you're a veteran, what's that?
Note to self, in case I need to come back to work.
Anytime. Hey, listen, and we do it for folks all the time. Obviously, not obviously, but we do it for veterans. You don't have to be a graduate of Southwest. If you're a veteran and you find yourself in Phoenix, Tucson, or Las Vegas, there you go.
Well,
we'll help you get a job. It's just helping the industry. It's being a good member of what we try to do in our cities and the states that we're located. So it's nothing more than that, but it's what we do. It's who we are, and I don't imagine that would change anytime soon.
I think you just answered my next question, which was your locations: Phoenix, Tucson, and Las Vegas.
Correct. That is correct.
That was like literally my next question.
Next question on the sheet. Now I remember in talks. Do you have a new facility coming about, or was that?
Yeah, nothing new right now. We've talked about expanding our presence, maybe in a couple different campuses in 1 or 2 other states. Nothing that we have solidified yet. I think probably as we start going into next year, right? I think more to come on.
I think what I meant with the question is there a future of expanding in other areas?
Other states is what he's asking.
Little birds that I've heard doing some research and everything that you guys were looking to hopefully expand, which is great because you got bigger reach. You guys have been in the industry 23 years. 24 years at least, if my math is right.
They keep throwing stuff at me that the 25th anniversary is coming up soon, and our mad scientist, vice president of operations, is already putting together logos. So I know it's coming. I know it's coming soon. So
that's a long time. I mean, especially being a family-oriented company.
Yes, that's a big deal.
That's huge because
just be sure and invite us to the party.
Absolutely.
We can travel.
25 should be.
We'll travel.
Hey, 25 would be that's a pinnacle. So that's a big thing.
We'll have to get you back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
100%. Yes. Got to get you back on for the 25-year anniversary.
That's right. I'll be grayer and probably less hair, but that's okay too.
I won't have any more hair than I already have.
Good point. Good
Say
point.
it.
Well, mine will probably be cut 4 or 5 times. It's down past my waist. So it'll probably
you're
be
right.
cut 4 or 5 times by then.
Oh my goodness.
So, Patrick, I want to wait on this one because I want to flip the page.
Okay.
Okay. So I got some specifics for you that my printer, when I printed, I forgot to print the second page.
You bet.
So I had to
You
scramble.
bet.
She had to scramble and write on the backside.
I have to make him read my handwriting. So what does it cost to go to school?
Yeah.
Is there a variety of packages or is there one package?
Yeah, you've got your basic cost to go to school varies a little bit depending upon area. I'm sitting in Phoenix right now, and it's $5,700 to go to school in Phoenix.
And that's for how long?
That's for 4, 5, or 8 weekends, depending upon what you pick. The cost doesn't change depending upon what schedule. So I guess
that's based on the weekend only.
No, that's based upon periods. So if you go during the days, which is
Okay.
4 weeks, nights 5 weeks, or 8 weekends,
Okay.
cost is the same either way.
Yeah, because I've told a few people that, hey, I know
There's a variety.
there's a variety of classes that you can take. I don't know what type of cost it's going to incur. I know when I went to school, it was probably, I think it was 3,000-4,000, but that was 20 plus years ago. You expect me to remember
That's
what I
still less
paid? I
expensive
don't remember.
that's less expensive than other schools I've looked at in my research.
Definitely a lot less
Than other schools I've looked at in research.
Yeah, and actually, I think the Vegas market's at about 5,500, and Tucson I think is about 4,900,
So it
5,000,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. So it depends where you go. So I would
Yeah.
probably say anywhere between 49 and 5,700, depending upon where you go.
Yeah, and that's what
And
I was
that's all
telling
in.
people. I was telling them, depending on where you're going, you're probably 45 to $6,000. Off the top of my head.
Yeah, you'd be right. You'd be right.
And they're like, well, I don't know if I can afford. Well, I'm sure they got ways that you can finance that. I know I was able to finance it.
Yes,
know.
we do. You
just
definitely
gotta-
have some.
You just have to call somebody and talk to them.
Yeah,
On,
yeah. Come
on
on in.
average-
And see
And
us.
now I have an in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just call me.
Hey, call
I'm
Steve.
here.
On average, how many students do you have per teacher?
Again, depending upon where we would be. So let's talk about what the most it would be.
Okay.
The probably the biggest classroom size we would have would be 24 students.
Okay.
But if you're talking about in a truck, we train 4 to 1.
Okay.
So 4 students with 1 instructor in the vehicle.
All right. So yeah. So road training 4 to 1, classroom training, it's 1 instructor, 24 students.
Which makes sense.
Max. If we had more than 24 students, we would separate the classes and add more
Got it.
more
Okay.
teachers.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people ask these questions, so it's good that we are asking you because I know that I, for one, after this interview, I'm going to start telling people, hey, if you're interested in going to school, go.
This is where to go.
This is where to go. Call them up. They have different ways.
Yep.
They'll walk you through it step by step. They won't steer
Absolutely.
you in the wrong direction. No
not-
pun intended. Steering.
Yeah, boy, we're full of them today, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a pistol.
Get
I
that
tell
snare
ya.
drum.
I will make sure to put that into the audio.
Thank you. I like it. Very nice.
Rim shot. All right, so we got the different programs, the students, weeks in a class. We talked about.
No, we didn't.
Did we?
How many weeks in class compared, like say someone's going weekdays, how many weeks in class compared to how much time in the truck?
Okay, so our breakdown, if they go during let's say they're going day program, they're going to go the first 2 weeks, they're going to be in classroom.
Okay.
And they're in classroom Monday through Thursday. They're from 6 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Then the final 2 weeks, they're on the driving range at that point in time. Again, 6 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, and that's where they're learning their pre-tripping, their backing, maneuvering, and then obviously their road driving. So it's 160 hours of total time, 80 classroom, 80 on the driving range.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And this is all on your website?
It better be. Yes.
It better be.
If it's not, I'll have to make another phone call after this is.
If it's not that,
I'm fairly confident to say that all of this and more is on our website.
I believe it is. Because when I started doing some research, digging in, I noticed some things, and then I pass it off to my research and development lady next to me here.
But I'm still going to ask because things change.
I'm IT. She's research and development.
Yeah,
that's all.
And
that's
I'm going to tell
right
IT. I think my microphone's going. By the way.
Yeah. So if you can't hear her, that's my fault. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think the microphone's going because I hear it popping.
You hear it popping?
Yeah, I hear it like going in and out in my ear.
Oh.
So anyway,
that's not good.
Yeah. Wow. So what does your? It's gone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear.
I can hear. I can hear you. Not great, but I can definitely hear you.
What does your truck driver? What does your school? Well, nope, that I already asked. Yeah, no, I didn't. What does your school offer that other schools don't offer, in your opinion, or if they do offer it, they offer it poorly?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, you say you like tools. Now, are we talking about normal people like them or Tim the Toolman Taylor like them? Because if you're like the two of us, it is definitely in the Tim the Toolman Taylor's range. I have never been bored when shopping for tools.
So, here's what you do. Head on over to 18wheeltalk.com/jbtools. It will take you to their site, which will normally give you a discount, a chance in a giveaway, join the rewards club, or something really great like that.
Then start browsing to your heart's delight. Whether you're looking for power tools, hand tools, 25-ton jack stands, or gardening tools, they have got you covered.
So take a few minutes and follow the link, 18wheeltalk.com/jbtools, and jewel over a few tools while you're there.
Yeah, I think I'll always go back to what I said. I think a little bit ago, in that we work for our students. We're not trying to push them one way or the other into a local job or over the road or a specific company. We want to spend our time with them, from the beginning. So a person decides they want to, hey, I'm thinking about this truck driving thing. Before they can do anything, they've got to come and meet with one of our admissions folks where we're going to go through with them. Why do you want to be a truck driver? What do you know about this? If there's a partner involved, let's have them come in as well, because obviously they're going to be part of this deal.
Yeah.
We want to show them around. We want to give them an idea of what this is all about, how long it takes, what the cost is, the funding options. So we're going to take that care with them before we say, okay, let's put you into an upcoming start class. So I think that's the secret sauce, I guess.
Right.
When people come in, they say, wow, it feels good in here. It's a no pressure environment. No one's twisting my arm to get me to come to school and such. And, we try and do it the right way and be there for them all the way through until they're in that first job. And like I said before,
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, subsequent jobs afterwards if we need to. So those are things that we try and do here and at all of our campuses that set us apart a little bit. There's a lot of schools out there that have good programs, no question about that. So we just try and set ourselves apart by being, obviously we've talked about, we're a family owned and operated company. We got 3 schools. We train a couple thousand students a year, but we don't want to lose that feel for why people come to Southwest, because as they'll tell us, it just felt right. It felt like the right thing to do. And we decided to make the move. Nothing bad about your competitor. It just felt right here. So
yeah,
that's what we try and maintain.
Okay. Well, because it's important, and I have to tell you that when we came to your school to drop paperwork off for you, to initiate all this, it felt very comfortable. Mm-hmm. Everyone we talked to, and your lobby was. Coming from I'm a 4th generation driver, and coming from that, the pictures on the walls, I was like, oh, my dad drove that, and I remember my grandpa driving that, and just anyone that comes from that atmosphere can appreciate it, and someone that didn't would walk in and go, wow, I don't believe they drove that. So
you look at some of the trucks that you got on the wall,
and the pictures and the family photos, and it's like, wow.
It's pretty. Listen. It's a phenomenal concept. My boss and his brother, the two owners, and we got more coming. Got a 25th anniversary, so we're going to fill up. We still have more wall space to go. So we got
they did an
we're going to fill the wall.
job
We're going to fill some more walls up here as well. So it's pretty cool. I think you're right. It's people come in. That's the first thing they say is, "Wow, we didn't expect to see that."
No, we did not. And like I said, we were welcomed. Your receptionist was very friendly. All the people that we interacted with while we were there,
very friendly.
Our tour, everybody we ran into on that was really friendly.
Nice.
We were like, hey, you know what? I want to work with a school like this.
Yeah.
I want to get them on. I want to tell people about this school because of that atmosphere.
Well, first of all, thank you. We definitely appreciate that. I'll say again, they better had, but no, thank you so much for that. That means a lot. And I'm confident to say if you would have walked into the North Las Vegas or the Tucson campus, you would have got.
I'm sure we would have gotten the same
grading.
That's good.
I'm sure we would have because it's all one big family.
Yeah, and that definitely comes across.
What location it is.
Yeah, it comes
Correct.
across.
No, 100% right. Thank you.
No, thank you. Anything else, Patrick?
Let's see. All right, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we go back to what you were talking about?
It was.
Oh yeah. You did read that one.
I did.
She's good.
I know, right?
She's really good.
Why do you think?
Thank you.
Why do you think she's sitting over there?
Yeah, no. Well,
I couldn't do this myself. Come on, Steve.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah.
Oh, I know what we didn't do. If there's anything else that you would want to tell our listeners, what would it be? About your school, about what you've learned, about what you have to offer there. This is your chance.
Yeah, I like to say that if someone's been thinking about trucking, getting into it, getting more information about it, come on in and check us out. We won't steer you wrong. We definitely don't enroll everybody that comes to school because sometimes folks come in and we talk to them and it's decided on both sides that maybe trucking isn't for them.
Right.
So, and there's other options out there and we'll be happy to explore those with those folks as well. But if trucking is your thing and that's what you want to do, we'll get you signed up for class. Usually, sometimes we have waiting list. So sometimes it's not immediately get into school. Sometimes you got to wait a few weeks or a month or whatever.
Right. Depending on the time.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yep. And then, we'll treat you right when you're here. We got some wonderful instructors. I've got instructors that have been with me for a year. I've got instructors that have been with us for 17 years.
That's
so
good.
everywhere in the middle. So, and then at the end, we'll help you get where you want to go and be there. And the big thing for me is we're there for you afterwards. It's not, okay, you came here, you trained, we got your money, we got you into a job, bye. It's like, no, if anything happens down the road, come back and see us. So I would say that. And like I said, come and check us out, bring your questions, bring your family members, and we'll help you if we can.
We'll probably set up the whole family. if you can.
That's really good.
It's not been something that's not. It is more frequent than you think. Husband wife teams,
right?
Friend teams,
right.
Stuff like that come to school and go to work in the field. So
you're going to have to ask him why I make faces.
Hey, listen.
She's tried the friend team before.
Yeah,
and
listen.
I don't do teams.
If you listen to the lemon pepper wings episode,
Yeah.
It was really about Chrome. We're chroming the truck, and,
Okay.
and the guy that she was with, decided to chrome it and have it repossessed.
Oh, that's always a fun thing, right?
Yeah.
Put all that money into it and then just let it go.
It looked good as they were driving it away.
Yeah, it did. Too bad I wasn't still repoing trucks. I'd have loved to have repoed that one.
Oh my goodness,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's good.
Steve,
that's my pitch. But that's my pitch. So,
but I know some team drivers that love being team drivers. I will tell you that wouldn't trade for anything in the world. It just wasn't for me.
Could you imagine seeing her come up to you to repo your truck? And
Me,
looking at her going, you pretty little thing. Now
my
get
6-pound dog and my Maybelline.
Listen, I'll say it though, probably, 7+ years ago when I got here, I would probably say maybe 8% of our students were female.
Mm-hmm.
That's doubled. We're 15% plus now. So yeah, we get a lot of females in here, and
When I
you
went, when I
it's
went to
good.
when I went to truck driving school, I think it was one female for every 5 guys that was there.
And the first time
That's still not.
That's still not bad. And
Yeah.
then when I went to welding school, I think it was like 2 out of every 10
Oh, wow.
were women.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the first time
20%.
I got behind the wheel of a truck, it was
But
like
that's
one
changed,
woman
yeah.
for every
It's
80 or
completely
90
changed.
guys.
Yeah. 80 or when you got behind the wheel.
Yeah, one woman for every 80 or 90 guys back then. And when I was driving full time, I knew 2 women drivers, myself and one other.
Isn't that great? Isn't that something else?
Yeah, and
That's insane.
and that was in the early
That's
2000s.
something else.
Just 2 of us.
And I'll make a pitch too. I mean, we have some female instructors in our campuses. Love to see more. When we hire, I mean, we look for the best candidate. But
Right.
yeah, we definitely are starting to see a few more female candidates come through
That's
the
good.
pipeline, which is very, very good. So yeah, I think that, I mean, in my 7 years, that's definitely changed a lot. The female numbers completely.
That's good.
Yes. Steve, how can people get a hold of you? What's the best way?
www.swtdt.com. That's
right there
that's
on our little ticker there.
And 602-352-0704, 602-352-0704. That'll get you to our main campus in Phoenix.
Okay.
If someone's looking for Vegas or Tucson, they will direct you to those campuses as well.
I'm gonna have those numbers available on when we put the webpage together. I'll make sure to include those numbers.
Awesome.
This way they can find it, but then if they want to ask questions for other ones, they can get it from you guys too.
Yeah.
But I'll make sure it's there.
Perfect, man. We definitely appreciate that.
It's
Steve,
been such a pleasure.
It's been an awesome time talking to you.
Yeah, Patrick, Janet, thank you guys so much.
much.
You guys are phenomenal. I will be sharing this and getting information and letting folks know more about who you folks are and what you're
That's
doing.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
This is a great time. I think what you guys are doing is phenomenal. You're getting the word out. You're getting the word on the industry out. You've got some pretty cool guests. I know coming up, lined up, or will. Listen.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, listen. I had to follow up the yoga lady, so I'm just happy to.
You did very
I'm just happy
well.
to be here. So
you did it.
But no, it's been awesome. I really appreciate you guys. I really do.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, everybody. Y'all have a good day. I will talk to you later.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. 18 Wheel Talk. Thank you for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure to stop by 18wheeltalk.com and check out all the affiliates mentioned in the program today. Remember, we're here coaching generations of drivers while guiding them on their path to success. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Spark the revolution.
So tell me, do you have one of those change buckets in your vehicle for fancy cafes?
Yeah.
And are you looking for a way to help support the show and just don't know how?
Well, we have great news for you. It is super easy, and you can do it for as little as $3 a month. Yes, that's right, $3 a month. That means for the cost of a cup of coffee, you could support the show for a month. And if you order one of those foo-foo frappy thingamabobs with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkles on top, you could support the show for about 6 months.
Isn't that amazing? Saving you calories from that frappy thingamabob with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkled things on top, and help out the show. What's not to like about that?
So to do so, just go to 18wheeltalk.com/support, and you will see just how easy it is to support the show. And don't forget to pick out your fan emoji while you're there. That's 18wheeltalk.com/support.